These are the 5 best-selling microphones on Amazon, and these are 3 of their bigger brothers. I'm going to unbox them and then test them without and with this cheap microphone arm. This was the number 5 microphone, and I've seen this one more and more recently. The mic is from Fifine, which is a very budget brand. It is very light, and I wonder if it will sound cheap. Besides the mic, there's a USB cable, and then the stand, which funnily enough is much heavier than the mic itself. The stand simply screws on the microphone like this, and on the box they show a lot of RGB, so I'm really curious if it's gonna be that apparent here. Now next is a Razer Saren Mini. Now I've unboxed and talked about this a lot on the channel before, and to be honest there's not much to say about this mic. It's a great one, and I also have its bigger brother, which is the Razer Saren V2 Pro. Now I've tested both of these mics in separate videos, and to be honest I don't think this one sounded better than this one. Now this mic here comes with mixer software. I'm not gonna go in depth on the software of any of these mics, because even though this mic here comes with software that makes it sound better, you can do the same thing with this microphone here with VST plugins. So it wouldn't be a fair comparison. I'm just gonna test all of the microphones with their absolute basic settings. So let's see what's in the box of the Razer Saren V2 Pro, because I don't remember. Let's put it over here to be sure. Then there's a stand, and then obviously the microphone. So you also just screw it in like the Saren Mini, and it comes with a little pop filter that I made fun of in the previous mic video, and I'm gonna do it again. This looks freaking ridiculous. It's like he has an old man's cap on the top. By the way, I forgot to mention that with the first mic, there's a volume knob on the bottom here. You can simply add or remove gain, and on the top there's a mute icon here, so maybe this is a static button. We'll have to check this out. Now the big Razer mic has a mute button here. It also has a volume button, and this controls the volume of the headphone jack on the back, which you can use to plug in headphones and then monitor your mic without the delay while streaming or recording. So this knob is for this volume here, and then this knob is for the sensitivity. Now before we go on, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Owned Pro.
Owned Pro is a free plugin for OBS Studio that will give your stream a professional look. With a single click you can install one of the 5 fully animated and completely free overlay packs with a bunch of scenes already set up. They also let you easily import your Twitch alerts, your stream's chat, and your labels. There's also a chatbot to set up with basic commands, moderation, timers, and giveaways. There's a countdown timer, and there is 30 minutes of free Epidemic Sound music to test it out. With a premium account you get access to their whole library of over 400 fully animated graphic packs in any theme imaginable, and if you decide to upgrade with my code TVN you can slice 50% off the price. The longer you subscribe for, the cheaper it gets, and together with my code that's 3 months of having all these graphics for only $5 per month. The link will be on the screen and in my description.
Then the number 3 best-selling mic on Amazon was the extremely famous Blue Yeti. I've obviously heard a lot about this mic, and I've never tested it. I've only tested the Blue Yeti X, which is much more expensive and which we are gonna test today. Whoa, this is a beefy microphone. So apparently there's nothing in the box besides a USB cable and then the mic itself. This is almost as heavy as the Yeti X. Together with this stand, this feels really premium. So if that's something you're taking into consideration, this first mic here and then the Saren Mini, but definitely this one, feel really light. It just feels like it's plastic and completely empty. But this one, damn. So on the front there's a mute button, then again a headphone volume button, which is on the back, as you can see, headphones and then the USB, and there's also a connector for a mic arm. Then on the back of the microphone you can control its gain and then switch between 4 polar patterns, and this is gonna control if the mic only records from the front, or maybe only the back and the front, or all the way around if you want to put it in the middle and there's people around it so it records everything. This is a very versatile and premium feeling microphone. So now this here is its bigger brother. I tested this in my premium mic comparison video because this one is really expensive, but just like the normal Blue Yeti, this one felt very premium and very expensive. So let's look at them side by side. In terms of weight they're kind of the same, and on this premium microphone, this knob here, which is for your headphone volume, and then this knob here, which is for the microphone gain, are both combined in this one here. So according to the paper here, this button has 3 stances. You can change them by holding the button for 1 second. It will cycle through them, and one function is for your headphone volume. Then you can hold it for 1 second to change your microphone gain, and then if you hold it for 1 second again, according to the paper, then you can balance how loud you hear your microphone in your headphones and then how loud you hear your PC sound. So this way you can kind of balance how loud you hear your microphone in your headphones in order to monitor yourself while streaming or gaming. Oh right, and the button on the back here is to change your polar pattern, and that's exactly the same as this knob here. Now the second best-selling microphone was the Tonor one, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like this microphone. I've tested it in previous mic comparisons, however it seems to be extremely popular, so I want to give the mic a second chance. So obviously, as you see, the first problem is that this is very cheap here. This just falls down. However, if you try a little bit, you can get it in the right position. Now it does come with a shock mount, however it's just a rubber band. It feels like I got these from the kitchen and then made a do-it-yourself setup, but as I said, it stays really popular with over 20,000 reviews on Amazon, so we are going to test it in this video. And then the two #1 microphones, and the reason why I say two #1 is that when I planned this video and ordered the mics, this one was the #1, and then today the bigger brother is on #1. So this company definitely knows what it's doing, and I definitely want to test both of them because this one is about half the price of this one. Both of these mics come without software, but it's one of the strengths of them because this one here was for my previous mic test and it sounded amazing out of the box without any effects applied. So this is the cheapest out of the two. It comes with a USB cable and the mic itself. Now, I used this mic here in one of my previous videos, which was my console setup, and I gotta be honest with you, just like with this mic here, it sounded really good out of the box. It sounded very warm, very deep, and for a little mic like this that's pretty budget friendly, I was really impressed. Now on the top there's a static mute button, which is really cool to press. Well, you're not actually pressing it, which is a point. That's the cool part. And as you can see on the bottom, you can also connect this to a mic arm, and yeah, looking forward to testing out. Now the bigger mic, this one here comes in two versions. So this is the cheaper one out of the two. Now pretty much the only difference is that this one only has red light inside, and then the more expensive version has two RGB zones. So it comes with the cable, mic itself, and then this piece here, which is to connect it to a microphone arm. So you can just screw off this stance, then connect this here. The last product I want to show is this mic arm here, and this is one of the cheapest ones available. It costs below $20, and I'm also gonna use this in the microphone test. It comes with this pop filter, then this, which is to connect it to your desk, and then just shove the mic in. And in my experience, it's pretty sturdy.
So I made a quick test setup here. I'm gonna test the mics one by one. I'm gonna keep the same position, the exact same distance from the mics, and while I explain some stuff, I'm just gonna keep switching the mics. So then this is the Blue Yeti X, and this is the older brother of the previous mic we tested. As I said before, this mic comes with software, Blue Voice, but I wanted to keep it fair and test every mic without software, because you can always add VST plugins afterwards, and it's important that you like the bass sound of the mic, because then you can make it even better with effects. As promised, I will be testing all of these mics without a mic arm like I'm doing right now, and then afterwards I will connect them to this mic arm here because it makes a really big difference. Now, as I said before, I really don't like this microphone, and especially because there's better microphones out there for the same price. However, I did add it to the test because it was in the top 5 of the best selling Amazon microphones. Now this here is the HyperX Solocast, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the end result of this. I did quickly test it during the console streaming setup, but then it was very close to my mouth, and as I said before, that sounds much better, which is the reason why we're also gonna test this microphone arm. So since it is such a small mic, I'm afraid that it's gonna be too far from my mouth. And so this here is the bigger brother of the previous mic. As I said, twice the price, also twice the height, and I know from previous tests that this mic is very good out of the box. So it doesn't come with any software, you just plug it in and then you just set the right gain on the bottom, and it sounds very warm, very professional, just very good out of the box. So then this is the test of the Fifine Ampli-Gain microphone. Fifine is one of those brands that replicate all their products, and I think in this case they replicated this mic, and more specifically the upgraded version with all the RGB here. So as you can see, this one also has two RGB zones, and on the bottom there is a dial where you can increase or decrease the gain, and that's exactly the same as on these mics, plus the top can mute statically. I'll do it so you can see the RGB. And that's exactly the same as on this microphone here. But overall, I already listened to a sample of this and it definitely sounds pretty good. It sounds very warm, there is some background noise, but you can always remove that with a filter in OBS or with a VST plugin in other programs, etc. So I feel like this is gonna be a pretty good contender. So then this is the Razer Saren Mini, and this is a pretty popular microphone. There's a lot of creators in the streaming space that have praised this microphone, for example Harris Heller, and it's for a good reason because it does sound very good for the price. However, it's a very small microphone, which means that it's gonna be very far from your mouth, and so this is one of the mics that will benefit greatly from being on a microphone arm and being close to your mouth right here. And so that's what we're gonna test after testing the follow-up mic, which is the bigger brother of this one. So then this is the last microphone before testing all of them on the microphone arm, and this is the bigger brother of the Razer Saren Mini, meaning it should sound better, plus it also comes with a lot of software. It comes with a whole mixer program, and that has been made specifically for live streaming. Now I didn't want to make this video about
about software, but it's definitely worth mentioning that this gives you a lot of stream control. However, if you would go for this mic just for all the sliders, etc., I would advise going for the Elgato Wave mic, since it's the same price, it sounds better, and the mixer software is also better. So as I said, I'm gonna put all these mics on a mic arm now, and you'll hear that they sound much better because they're very close to my mouth now. I'm gonna go through all these mics much quicker now. You got all the explanation you need to make a decision. I will link all of them in the description. For most of these microphones, it's very easy to detach the foot and then just attach them to a microphone arm. As I said, this one is below $20, and for a budget USB microphone that's not that heavy, that one is great. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate if you liked it, and if you're into gaming and live streaming content, building setups, etc., you will definitely enjoy this channel. Now, since I need to fill some time talking, I recently launched a Skillshare course on OBS Studio, so if you want to learn OBS Studio, if you want to set up a stream, start streaming, you can definitely check them out. The link is in the description. Now, which of all these mics is the best one comes down completely to personal preference, so it would be pretty useful for me to tell you, hey, buy this one, hey, buy that one. However, what I can do is point you to one of my other two microphone comparison videos. Now, on the bottom there, I will link a very important video in terms of microphones. If you are streaming and you're using OBS Studio, you should definitely add OBS filters, and that video teaches everything about that. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day.